Welcome back everyone to another Last Week Wednesday. I know I haven't done one of these in a while, mainly because I've either been out of town or I just haven't been able to make it to locals for the most part. So my first week back, I decided to just clown around a little bit and play two characters that I've been kind of wanting to experiment with but hadn't really had a chance to. And the first one is Suzuki. This is a character I played at Primal, and at one stop I played Joker. So two clowns, and they both did pretty well. Joker did significantly less well, because I didn't really know what I was doing with him. But Suzuki here, something you'll realize with both of these decks, they're both fat. They are both over 70 cards, mainly because for Suzuki, I didn't want to draw my entire deck and have to keep cycling and stuff like that and mill myself out. Turns out I didn't have to worry about it, because when you can draw, I think my record was 7 cards at form speed before I did anything on my turn, you just don't have to worry about it. You just sculpt your perfect hand. There we go. You just sculpt your perfect hand and go in. So Suzuki, 6 hand size, 27 health character, all Chaos and Void. I chose the all symbol to build around. He is team Uratogi, something like that. He has Enhance, discard 1 card, draw 1 card. Simple. He also has Enhance Commit. You may try to block this attack with the top card of your discard pile. So you can discard whatever card you want to block with to draw an extra card, and then still you can block with that card. It's really cool. And then Tenacious Response. After you take damage, ready this card. I did not ready him at all, ever. I just was able to, between the draw and blocking with my discard pile, play near perfect defense. The main kill card, of course, is Suzuki Flurry. This is a 5 difficulty, 5 high for 5, EX3 in range. Enhance, spend 1 momentum. Your rival must discard 1 card as an additional cost to try to block this attack. So any momentum I got pretty much went into this card to just basically slam as much damage at my rival and make it as hard to block as possible. And it has this other enhance. This attack is plus X damage. X equals the number of cards you've drawn this combat phase. Maximum 5 unless we are Suzuki. Almost every kill turn, I would sling 2 of these for almost 16 damage apiece, because I could just draw so many cards. Play this as my second and third attacks, and 1 came in for like 15, 1 came in for 16. And with 2 momentum, I was able to just say, hey, you're not blocking either of these. So it's really, really crazy how much damage you can get this card to. I also had Double Spirit Blast, making it hard for my rival to block again, because Enhance, your rival's block modifiers get +1 for the turn. So opening with like a Double Spirit Blast into 2 Suzuki Flurries, even if I don't echo the Double Spirit Blast to play it a second time to give another +1 to my rival's block modifiers, just doing that +1 and then telling them, hey, with the momentum I have, you're going to have to lose even more cards in your hand to try to block, is insane. I have Inevitable Clash, which can not only spend my momentum for powerful, but it can just add the top card of my discard pile to my hand. So I could discard an attack to draw a card, and then Inevitable Clash add it back to my hand anyway with Suzuki. Or if I powerful, discard a Suzuki Flurry that already hit, and then I can just pick it up with Inevitable Clash. Really cool. It's got a printed 7 damage, which is solid. Steady Shot. I can force my rival to lose health, and I can gain health if the top card of my discard pile is an attack, which I can pretty much always guarantee as Suzuki. Throat Slitter. This is just another cool hand trick, forcing my rival to discard a card, and if it deals damage, they can draw a card. But if I stack some damage on it, with say its powerful ability, and my rival doesn't want to take that damage, well then, they just lose 2 cards out of their hand. Lizard Tail Splitter is another good way to both mess with my rival's hand and clog their card pool, using this enhance here, and it lets me draw another card. And then Dimensional Sphere, if it's not blocked, I get to draw 2 cards and discard 1 card. No one wants to block a 1 damage move, especially if it's 5 speed and stun 1. But also it's an amazing block, which if I block with it, I remove my rival's attack from the game before the damage step. So I can just block, even if it's a partial, just remove it, I take no damage. So that's kind of the attack package here. And what's funny is this is a 73 card deck with only 21 attacks. I didn't have to worry about seeing attacks. To the point where I'm really seriously considering slimming this deck down. Because like I said, this was more of a fun experiment. I think if I slim this deck down, I can really put some hurting on people. Just sculpting into 1 or 2 Suzuki Flurries that my rival can't block. Teleportation Stone's good defense. Avoiding Conflict is cool because I can discard it to draw with Suzuki and then remove it for +2 damage or -2 speed. So this is a really good thing. I only had 3 somehow. I don't know where I think the other ones are in my friend's Endeavor 3 deck. Airy Smiles is good defense. Sean Gilmore's just here because with all these 5s, it's kind of hard to pass checks if we're trying to string out, so it's just here to help us string out. But just the form speed draw. We have Treasure Hunting, we have Horrifying Realization, Without a Vision, Final Test. Beautiful Suzuki's a first form, but that's still discarding 2 cards we don't want to draw 2 cards at first form speed. And then every copy of this gives our attack Tenacious, a Tenacious +1 speed because we are Suzuki, which I always kept forgetting. So that is our form-based draw, just Treasure Hunting, Horrifying Realization, Without a Vision, Final Test, and Beautiful Suzuki. For response speed draw, we have Attitude Selector. We flip it after we discard or remove a card from our hand, we get to draw a card. Long range support, after an attack deals damage, we can draw 1 card and discard 1 card. Steel Muscle Explosion, if it's discarded, we draw a card. If it's discarded, to pay a cost specifically. So, yeah, we draw a whole lot of cards. And like I said, I think before I threw my first attack, on 1 turn, I drew almost 8 cards. Because I first formed with Beautiful Suzuki, I formed with Without a Vision, I formed with 2 Horrifying Realizations, and I had an Attitude Selector to draw after I discarded, and then I had a Final Test. So I was able to sculpt 8 cards, just go through that and sculpt my ideal hand. And with cards like Horrifying Realization possibly committing my rival's foundations, it's really good to just, I'm gonna sculpt, I'm gonna smack you real hard, and you're not gonna be able to do anything about it. It is ridiculous. I'm really glad this guy doesn't have order for order or death for like the Death Casino package. I think that's ridiculous. But yeah, I think I might put some actual thought into Suzuki. Now granted, the main damage is coming from Suzuki Flurry or some of my like powerful abilities, unless I'm getting +2 from Avoiding Conflict or +2 from Master of 1,000 Faces. Other than that, there's really no damage boost in the deck. The all symbol doesn't have a lot of damage pump, but when you're throwing 2 Suzuki Flurries for 30 plus damage, if your rival can't deal with them, it's kind of moot. But then at one stop, I played Joker, and it was really a toss-up. I didn't know if I wanted to focus on passing the 6 check. Well, let me get into what he is. He's a 6 hand size, 29 health character, Chaos, Death, and Void. Response Tenacious, playable while committed. After you fail a check, you may ready this character or remove the top card of any player's deck. Or enhance your attack, check a 6. So you have to make a control check, and if you pass it, you get to choose a player. That player loses a health, draws a card, and discards a random card. I did not know how I wanted to build this character, either focusing on passing the 6 check or failing checks in order to mill my rival out. I chose the latter. I chose to try to mill my rival out. And let me tell you, aside from a Sung Jin Woo literally OTKing me on his first attacking turn, he went first, and I was like, there's no way he kills me in one turn. Turns out there's a way he kills me in one turn. Aside from that, I either milled my rival out or got within just a handful of cards of milling my rival out, because he removes the top card of their deck. So with consistent mill, your rival just doesn't, when they cycle, they just lose even more of their deck, and they just don't get cards back. So I had cards like Merciless Lead, Blitz, choose any number of players, remove the top 2 cards of their decks. Which I ended up starting removing my own cards so I could try to trigger Koenma's task. Never happened. And it was the one weekend that no one was running action cards, so Koenma's task didn't do it for me. I did run Spiraling Fetch to make him a thief, because not only can I commit for +2 speed, remove the top card of my rival's deck, I get access to Stabbing Dagger. And the Thief Blitz says my rival mills until they mill an attack. Only playable if I'm a thief, which is why I play 4 Spiraling Fetch. And then if my rival has 15 or more cards in their discard pile, this attack gets 2 speed, 2 damage. It's mainly here to make you mill more. I had 80% power, just so I could destroy defensive foundations and build my rival 2 cards so that they can, that's 2 more cards off the top of their deck, 2 more cards that once they cycle, they don't get back. I had Precision Seal Strike. It says your rival reveals the top 3 cards of their deck. You may discard any of the revealed cards and put the rest on top of their deck in any order. This card just says mill 3. That's all I care about, just mill 3. And then I had cards like Double Palm Shatter and Vile Seizing to force my rival to make control checks. Vile Seizing saying they have to make a check of 7. If they fail, I get to draw a card and get some damage. Double Palm Shatter saying they make a check against a 5. If they fail, they have to discard their hand and draw a card for each card they discarded. So usually they're just going to check a foundation and there's nothing you can do about it. But if they check an attack, hey, guess what? If you don't want to commit 2 foundations, you're going to just pitch however many cards are in your hand and draw that many. I also had T88. Make my rival mill 1. If they mill a foundation, their next check is -1. Otherwise, my check is +2. I always had to use this after I used Joker, because 9 times out of 10, my rival, for some reason, always checked an attack. Or milled an attack, so my check would get +2, which means with the Joker, checking that 6, I would usually pass, and I didn't like that. And then I had Treasure Chest, which I never got to get off, but as form, I sacrifice it and make a check of 7. And it doesn't matter if I pass it, because I'm not passing it. I'm choosing to fail so that I can remove the top card of my rival's deck. I had Genkai's Guidance to remove an attack from the game when my rival plays it, just to, again, get cards out of the way. I think the funniest card in this deck is Leave It to Chance. This is hilarious. I only got it out in 1 match, and it's once per turn response after you make a check, recheck by rolling a 6-sided die and use the result. My idea was to use it to fail Deadly Ruthlessness, because check a 4, if this attack deals damage, your next check gets +1. Unless I check an attack, it's hard to fail Deadly Ruthlessness, so my idea was let's play Leave It to Chance, check that 4, and then try to roll a 3 or less. I never saw Leave It to Chance and Deadly Ruthlessness at the same time, and 4 rolls in a row I rolled 6. And I used it mainly to block to keep myself alive, and it was insane. But then after those 6s, I rolled back-to-back 1s when I was trying to actually pass a check to play a card. So it was really hilarious. Joining the fight, this is just here to try to threaten my rival with removing more cards from their discard pile. And if I'm a thief, with Spiraling Fetch, I can give extra speed. Nimble Thief mills to give speed reduction, which is really cool. Treasure hunting just draws me more cards if my rival has more cards in their discard pile. Decompose is good because when I force my rival to make a check with something like a T88 or a Vial Seizing, I can flip this card and remove the top 2 cards of their discard pile. So just automatically getting rid of more cards. Horrifying Realization makes them draw and discard. Eaten by Bearded Titans, just speed hate. Hostile Introduction for when I'm checking. If I check this during the enhanced step, my rival just loses a health for like no reason. Deadly Ruthlessness, just trying to make more checks. Keiko's Aid for defense. League Invitation, giving my rival's next check -2, which can help me, push some things through, like the Double Palm Shatter. Or I can just flip it. My rival makes a check against a 7. If they fail, I get to selectively commit one of their foundations. And then Master's Mind's Apprentice is just really good for I remove one of my foundations. They have to make a check of 6. If they fail, this attack is +2 or -1 speed. So it was really just trying to mill my rival out as fast as humanly possible. And that's the fail version. I'm currently working on a death list that focuses on passing that 6 check and forcing my rival to draw and discard and using like a lot of the Botan's support that can do more damage if like my rival's discarded multiple cards, because they discard a card at random, so it can really mess with their blocking. I just need to figure out how to boost checks. So let's check standard death with chaos and void. So let's check. Let's see what we can do here. Fortune's Favor. Right, if my rival fails a check, my next check is +1. So I can use all of that Shigaraki forcing check stuff to increase my chances of passing that 6 check. So that's really cool. I wouldn't worry about Inspiring Song. I'd probably still run Leave It to Chance just for the lulz. That card is hilarious. Treasure Chest I wouldn't worry about unless I'm actively just trying to hit them with the mill. Free to play the spent momentum. Your next check is +1. I don't know. Your next check is +2, so I can play Sean. After your range attack deals damage, your rival makes a check against a 7. If they fail, commit their character. Maybe? I'd have to see what kind of ranged attacks I'm working with. Your checks to play cards get +1 for the turn. Your next check to play a card gets +1. After you check a printed 3, it gets +1. Your rival's next check gets -1. T88's still good. Your next check gets +1. If you take damage, your next check is +1. I could cancel enhances and blitzes by forcing that check, which is pretty good. Checks to play. Your next check this turn gets +X. After you make a check, that check gets +1, so that'll work for the +6, for the 6 check. Your next check to play a card. After you make a check to play a card. Could have swore there was a way to just like statically boost my checks, but I can't remember. I can't remember what it was. But maybe I'll work on a Joker that's like a death base using Fortune's Favor to force my rival to fail checks using the death, like Vile Palm or Vile Seizing, Mastermind's Apprentice, League Invitation, stuff like that, so that I can check a 5 when I go to check a 6, and hey, +1, that counts. And then just force my rival to draw and discard randomly to try to really just mess with my rival's hand, while keeping kind of stuff like Merciless Lead to Stabbing Dagger maybe. Maybe not Stabbing Dagger because it focused on like the thief thing, but T88 definitely, and just a little bit of sub-mill. I might do it. I might work on a death Joker list. So if that's something you guys would like to see in the future, let me know. I know I've already had people asking for a Joker list. This is a pretty fun one. Again, it didn't need to be 73 cards because I only cycled once, even with all my forcing checks, because either they cycled out or they killed me. So it was one or the other. But also, if you made it this far in the video, please consider subscribing. Like 60% of the people who view my videos aren't subscribed, and it would really help out the channel a lot. It's free. I don't charge for any of my content. I even took down my Patreon, so it's just a great way to help support the channel if you wouldn't mind. I'd really appreciate it, and I will see you guys next week. Take care.